What is going on, Rolling Empire? Here, guys, to give you a video. Yes, if you can see through that correctly, the poster that's there, the poster represents right now of this video talk kind of thing. You might know, you might not know, but screw it, man. I just want to give a little bit of my talkings. It is interesting, especially picking the content that I'm gonna pick. So I'm not so sure if this is gonna be like a surface level review. Maybe I want to do follow ups. Maybe I want to do character ones. We'll see. But you know what? I just want to talk about it as a basis of what I like and possibly dislike, but what I really have fun and I really enjoy of the series. And I need to see how to tap in some sort of way, because I really this medium is something, and I really like to talk about it. So I was like, why not start maybe with my favorites, and then we'll see where we branch out. We'll see where it might go. But yeah, Black Clover. Black Clover, if anybody's aware of that. And what I did a little bit of my studying, because I like to see what people think. That's the perk of being open minded. Yes, people have said, this show, isn't that great. The characters could have been better. And then the one of the easier ones, which, might add, yeah, but did you pass 20 episodes? Like those, they say the first 20 episodes were something. Yes. But did you get through all the 20 and then start still going on? Because, I want to say, I understood, and I understand, especially with the main character, Asta, how how loud he was, how obnoxious he was, and all, and seeing that kind of, how is that going to be the protagonist? How is he the protagonist we're supposed to follow and all? But have you gone through certain episodes of like around the 70s, the 80s? Have you gone through the arcs of when you get to 100, 120? Also, I still need a lot more to see from this series. I'm just kind of reviewing it to a certain point, at least what I know. So if someone actually stays, which hello if you made it all this far, if I'm all the way just after before we get to the whole episode 150 arc. I'm in the 140s. Those fillers, yeah, the filler episodes. That's how far I am. That's how much I know these characters, the characters and all. So yeah, and but did you go through that? Because then there's a certain point around episode 50 when you see Asa and you see the motive he thinks, and you realize, oh, we're expecting this kind of series. And at that point, if you didn't get it, they're trying to make it, this is the tonality of the show and all. And I have a good time with this, and I like it with the way I've seen it during everything, when the way it started with the pandemic, then hopefully post pandemic, how it's kind of going. For me, like, some shows can go trajectory up and down, up and down. Other ones could just be kind of getting better. This is a thing where it did start certain in a low point. You can say it's not arguable. It's not arguable to say, but it has gone high. It's gone high for me, at least. I keep liking it. What does it work best? Why do I enjoy it a lot? For sure, a lot of these shows I catch certain things. For this one, the things that stood out first was the look of the drawings, the way everything looks, the animation is beautiful, and then another one is really just how the intros and the outros just kick. Those were things that stood out. So I was like, okay, I'm on board with that. But then I stuck it out. I stood out with Asta and starting it with them first, realizing what kind of dynamic, family. They're friends, but it's almost like their family. You even think for a bit, but you're like, no, no, they're sort of adopted. They're sort of adopted in a way. But then seeing them how they are from this little village, and seeing how the people, the children that they grow up with, how they're the two oldest ones, how they doubt him, but then especially Austin, not and then how they go out for a tournament and all, and then it goes back, and it parallels also where the kids are like even those that doubted them, they're like, I knew Austin could do it. And then is just, he's good as he is, but he's not perfected. Like, you come with the backstory that you do, and you haven't presented with this character. It showed that he was a certain 180 character. First, very shy, very timid and all, but then he realized he wanted to man up. He wanted to stand up, at least, no matter how hard it can get, and he became the he is now. So there is appreciation of those two characters, and after a while, it does become more Asta's story. That's why. So I find it unique that there's a lot of characters, and they invest more on some of the others. But every now and then, it always comes back, no matter what, and you still appreciate who you've been rooting for and the new people they've been introducing. So really, for a lot of this series, is really what the characters are. Eventually, Goes with the I can't remember the names honestly. Like with this kind of genre, I appreciate it. I can't memorize everything, but if you understand how much I care about these characters, and you know that I'm speaking truth. But goes with the group that he has, and eventually Asta goes with the Black Bulls. See, I know that, and right there and then he develops another family, and it's that kind of like unique band of misfits, but it works. It's fun. Everybody has their own quirk, power. You can kind of see this resemble with other characters in shows too. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. This one, I think it's really entertaining. It's still on par. It's a right, deserving for it to be the shonen that it is. I like it. It's so fun. You understand, no matter how much you agree with them or not, why everybody is how they are. One of my favorite characters that came out from that group too is Captain Yami. Just he's that muscle bound. It's just that strong hero, that teacher, that mentor. That even they've said either within the series or maybe I saw it through a review that he's a shonen protagonist that had his show, so he's now leading a new crew of members, and I kind of like that. I root for that, and it's just he's there letting everybody take their turns, but then he does what the teacher does and saves the day for his students, but still pushes his students. Everybody pushes someone in a very unique way. You're like, man, that was a bit pushy, or why did they go that? But then they explain, they give the heart, they give the contents of it. You're like, oh man, that's just them. They're still likable in their own core. And I like shout outs to Noel, Finral, all these characters. You got Noel, Finral. You got everybody from Captain Vengeance. You got the Wizard King himself, Julius. All these, they're fun and unique way. They bring more people. They like every show of this kind of element of this scale has fillers too, and it can make and break in shows. Okay, it's not like it's always one way or the other. It's not always one sided. I like the fillers in this for most of the time because maybe minus maybe a few that don't cater too much on certain people. I care. But that's more of a bias. That's more my bias. But they mostly do care about. They cater and they show a certain person that they build up enough. Like you don't just go to this character. And you're like, why should I care now? It's like they kind of know. Okay, we're gonna be jumping in eventually in a filler with a certain character. Let's try to develop and here and all. So it's enough where like it's fun and like I said, because of the characters being so likable, the missions, whether they're mediocre or really fun, just a badass, filled with pure badassery, there really is what makes it so enjoyable, and it still goes on, and I love it. This is one of those interesting ones that's like instead of having either a one and done kind of 12 episode season or a season through season 25 episode, it goes for 50. It's like in any kind of meta way, the meta way of telling you you want to enjoy this, you gotta push for it, and it pays off if you've gone this far. And I'm like I said, I'm the episode 140s, but this is going on already past the 150s, 60s. It's probably getting to 70s. You're gonna get this to like whatever, like it's gonna be in competition with probably One Piece. Yeah, One Piece, I said that. So we'll see which kind of reviews I do with this. I just need to start with Black Clover. It's just a really fun one. A lot of these kind of the themes within what goes on within family, whether it's your actual family, whether it's the family you kind of been chose because of the classes, the students, the teachers you have, and just realizing how it intertwines with a lot, and realizing how there's all these kind of like there's these groups and there's these certain tribes and all, and how they when they need to interact, and having it very entertaining, and when it needs to get personal it gets personal too. You understand the conflicts that it carries, nice messages they have. It serves its purpose in a way, but it's still making it's still standing out. It's standing out in a way because like one of the lines that it says, it's surpassing your limits, and it definitely it surpasses your limits, and overall it really is a fun time, and I really do like this series. We'll see how this goes, guys, but this is a really enjoyable series. This is one, if you should check it out. You should give it a chance, check it out. But let me know, guys, what you think of starting these kinds of things. I want to get more into this. I might get in more. I'm just kind of giving an overall bit of a summarization. We'll see how it goes. Tell me how much you guys didn't really like the series, or how much you're liking it. How did you advance with it? What parts did you like better. You know, who knows? Maybe it made you turn around. Maybe it turned you around and realized that it is good and it was worth sticking around for the investment. You know, all this in the comments below. These are just my thoughts and opinions, guys. I really do like the show. I really like the show, and like it is one of my favorites. So, and as always, Roland Empire, laugh, smile, repeat.